Perspectives class was kind of life-altering. It gave me new ways to look at the world, really to see God's heart for the nations and even for the least of these and the smallest of people groups, and how He loves them and He desires to reach them just as much as He does the guy next door.
Perspectives has changed not only the way I see the people around me, but the way I see the world and God's hand in it. And so now it just draws me in, and I want to take every opportunity that He gives me to be a part of His story and reaching the world for His kingdom.
Coming to Perspectives, I knew it was about God's heart for the nations, so I was like, hey, I want to be a missionary full time. This class would be perfect for me. But after I had done a couple classes, I realized, wow, this is for everyone. Everyone needs to hear this, and so I started automatically telling everyone, you need to take this class. I don't care if you want to be a missionary. You just need to see God's heart for these people.
One lesson I learned in Perspectives was learning to weep for the nations. And just going through the classes, learning all these things about what God was doing, what He'd already done in the nations, what He was planning on doing, just was an incredible opportunity. And information, just the information alone was monumental, let alone the experience with the people.
Midway through the Perspectives class, I actually got the opportunity to go overseas to one of our partner missionaries. And I feel like God prepared me through the Perspectives class for that opportunity that He had for me that I didn't see before. And that was a wonderful time to be prepared to go overseas and actually put feet to my seat work.
Now, in my everyday life, I would say there's different aspects. One aspect of Perspectives we talked about, 5 ways that we can all be a part of missions. So one is to go. Obviously, we send missionaries. The second thing was the other, maybe obvious one, we pray, right? The third one, that is everybody's favorite, is giving, right? And so there's the first 3, but 2 we don't talk about much, is welcoming. And that's the idea of, there's people here in the United States, in my hometown, that are of another culture, in here. And the other one, mobilizing, so helping send other people. Maybe I'm not the person to go, but maybe the guy that I'm discipling or that is hanging around, maybe he's the guy to go. So how do I make sure he's prepared?
It was really wonderful to have speakers who knew what they were talking about and who could have life experiences of the things they were teaching us about. And it was really encouraging to be able to be with a like-hearted class who we could pray together with and learn and grow together and just hear about what Christ had done and how the Bible had impacted the world.
Perspectives does a really good job at giving you a perspective of the history after biblical times up to today. And so you get real life experiences of missionaries that have been since the beginning of the church up until today. And Perspectives puts all of that in perspective really well over the 2,000 years in smaller 400-year segments.
And so I ended up in Perspectives, and it was an amazing experience. I got to hear from people from all different walks of life. I got to hear from women who are doing ministry welcoming in Tulsa. I got to hear from families that are halfway across the world just telling stories to other people in Africa. I got to hear about singles that stay in America for brief periods of time, and then they go, and then they start a new adventure that looks nothing like what they did. I got to hear about young men who are also single planting churches in Waco, Texas. And so it was just all these different people in different walks of life, but all serving Christ and all fulfilling the Great Commission.
So the last section of Perspectives is over strategy on how to reach the nations and for every unreached people group to be reached. And so I got to learn so much about not only going, but sending and giving and praying and just being a part of world missions right now, where I am in college or once I get a job or where I am in life. No matter what, I can be involved in world missions. And so that was just a very impactful section for me because it gave me daily things that I could do, like the Joshua Project, daily reading about an unreached people group, or getting involved with other missionaries to encourage them and to love on them, or to just get involved in the internationals that are on OU's campus. And so it just encouraged me every week to just become more and more involved in the nations, and just to not be apathetic about the hurt that's happening around the world, but to really care about everything that's happening in the world. Anybody who I talk to about perspectives, I always tell them about how much I learned, and how it's not just for people who want to be missionaries full time or want to go overseas, but for everyone to just have the perspective of God's heart for the nations, and just how much He loves the nations and how He wants every one of us to be involved, either in going or sending or giving or praying. And so I just would recommend anyone who is a Christian to take this class and just learn about God's heart for the world.
If you're wanting to take the class, like, go ahead and sign up, because there's you can do it in 3 different ways. You can take it for credit, you can do all the readings, or you could just do key reader. And so there's a lot of different, depending on the depth that you want to go into for the class. And you no matter how you take the class, how in depth you go, you're gonna get something out of it. Even if you just go for the 3 hours during the week, you're going to just get so much information that's gonna not only just help you in your worldview of Christianity now, but throughout your entire lifetime, and to help you really see your own life as what it is, which is, on mission for Christ, no matter where you are. So.
If you're debating whether or not to take this class, as Shia LaBeouf says, just do it.